Hey guys, it's Jay. Been a while. We're in the last ton of the year, if I could word it that way. I took a few days off of work. Well, my regular everyday job, if I could call it that instead, just to get some things in order for myself, which I think is important. I can sometimes be someone who's more of a workaholic type of person, especially when it provides a distraction, which is not always the best thing to turn to, but it's sometimes for certain people a natural thing to turn to as a coping mechanism. While I'm actually recording this, it is right in the middle of our new moon in Scorpio. And from what I've read up about it, this new moon is supposed to be one that speaks of a lot of healing and reflection and following your intuition. And it's interesting when I think about it because I kind of am in alignment with that right now in what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do just for myself in my life in general. And I think that's pretty cool. Whenever I do see alignment between myself and the universe, I always smile to myself and think how cool this really is. When we talk about healing, well, healing in terms of looking at the patterns in your life that have you unhappy somewhere along the line or most of the time. What is a pattern but a habit that just continues? Patterns and habits are different but similar in a way. A pattern is something that has a continuous rhythm or flow. A habit is something that has a continuous hold on us and how we behave, how we speak, how we think. So if we look at healing those not so nice patterns, you'd look at wanting to actually stop the cycle that you have yourself in and try to break it down to the very beginning. See where that takes you back to, what that takes you back to. Have some contemplation over it and allow yourself to actually process what you're feeling, what you're thinking, while you are relaying, repeating whatever it is that started out this pattern or habit. I've lost a lot of people this year, not necessarily in terms of death, maybe connections with people. And I had spent a lot of time stressing or worrying about what they would have been thinking or feeling, sometimes feeling very upset, sometimes feeling confused. And I think ultimately it's a part of the journey. People are there, I've said it before, to teach us something along the way, no matter how long their time with us is. I think quite often it all begins with changing the narrative. And I've been thinking about making a separate video or two about that, because that's where it all kind of starts in terms of what we think as we're living our lives, as the days go by. Another thing I wanted to talk about is this concept of surrendering. I did something, I'm not sure what exactly it would have been, but it was a type of surrender, I feel, in terms of all the stresses and worries and concerns that I had about things that really just didn't need all of that high tension with me, for me. And as soon as I surrendered it to the divine, if I could put it that way, and trust, laying your trust in the divine, that ultimately you will be guided, and taking each step as they appear in front of you. It really is quite a serene thing. I often feel myself to be a very calm person. Some people say I'm too calm. Quite often when I'm recording and if I'm listening back, I will think to myself, Jay, you speak too slowly. Who in the world will want to listen to you drawing out things like this? But I think it just goes to show that, we live in a world where everything is so fast paced. Everyone wants to get to the point right now. Whereas if people actually allow themselves to stop, to surrender that wish, that want, that need, if I could use that word, to have everything here now, right in front of me, as it is, as it should be, factual, pinpointed, and actually allow things to play out, allow things to formulate, to show itself, show themselves, one aspect at a time, as if looking at something in the mist, and as the mist kind of passes by around whatever it is that you're trying to see, if you're patient enough, in the right time you will see what it is that you're meant to see. And that is something that is essentially a lesson that you learn when you understand the importance of surrendering. It also ties in with intuition, trusting your intuition, trusting that things will be as they need to be, and all you need to do is take the steps as they appear for you, in front of you, and trust. Trust and intuition go hand in hand. You can't really follow your intuition if you don't trust it. Your intuition itself will seem as if it's your ego trying to lead the way if you don't trust your intuition. One step at a time, one day at a time. Yeah, those are some of my contemplations for this new moon in Scorpio. And why not go ahead and release the heavy? Create the intentions for what you wish to achieve and fulfill and be fulfilled, experience fulfilled. and surrender the need to be in control of achieving that fulfillment enough to allow things to fall into place bit by bit, piece by piece, as it should. I hope everyone has a good Scorpio round, for what that's worth to you. And I hope that just as I'm experiencing constant lessons, constant growth, and trying to understand it enough to actually make changes where I need to in my own life, I hope that happens for you guys as well. My listeners, whoever you may be, wherever you may be, know that you're loved, cared for, protected, and divinely guided always. Lots of love to you guys. Hope you have a good morning, evening hour. Take care. Bye.